Hello, my name's Gary with HaveFunWithScience.com, and today's demonstration is going to be on buoyancy. So I have a question for you. Do you think it's possible to make an egg that's not rotten or anything, just a straight out of the carton fresh egg, and have it float in water? First, let's pour water into each of these glasses until they're about half full. Now, let's take one of the eggs and stick it in this jar. As you can see, it sank. This time, in this jar, let's put in several tablespoons of salt. That was 6 tablespoons. Now let's stir it up. Now place in the egg. As you can see, it's floating. We're going to get a close-up of this. By this time, I discovered that 10 tablespoons of salt works better than 6. The 6 makes the egg float all right, but I wanted the egg to float in the middle of the jar, and 10 tablespoons of salt made that work much better. So why did the egg that was only in tap water sink to the bottom? Well, it's because tap water does not have enough upward lift to support the egg. So why did the egg in the glass filled with salt water float? Well, it has to do with the salt. When you add salt to water, it makes it thicker or more dense. And the denser a liquid is, the more upward lift or buoyancy it will have. So what is the definition of buoyancy? Well, buoyancy is the ability to support a body, in this case an egg, so that it floats. Another way of saying it is that buoyancy is the upward pressure exerted by a fluid, in this case salt water, in which a body, which in this case is the egg, is immersed in and made to float. So why did the egg that was placed in the salt water continue to float in the middle after I poured fresh water to the top of the glass? Well, it has to do with the types of water that were in the glass. The first type was the salt water, which was in the bottom half of the glass. The second type of water was the tap water, which was in the top half of the glass. And since I did not take a spoon and stir them, they stayed separate. And since the bottom half of the glass was filled with salt water and had plenty of buoyancy, the egg floats in the middle of the jar. And since the tap water does not have any buoyancy, the egg could not continue to float to the top. So it just stays in the middle of the jar where the salt water is located.